Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off with all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM,
As always, I'd like to start off with
double honor to our apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, who will teach on sound doctrine, shalom, to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men and children of the Lord. Have mercy on these last days, perilous days, many dangerous days that we're currently living in and approaching. All right, Brother HAQADASH, representing GMS Branch in Cleveland. All right, this lesson was inspired through the Holy Spirit, of course, and it led me to one of the elders' video. Let me show you real quick so you can subscribe and share. Hold on, bear with me. All right, let me see. Hold on. So I'm gonna go to his page. All right. And let's see. Bear with me. I don't know why it's going so slow. All right, so it's called The Excellency of Wisdom. All right. Mysteries of the Kingdom, the trilogy. All right. All right, go subscribe to that elder's page and be edified by BAHASHAM. And I was watching it, and he was making a couple of points, and I wanted to expound, I wanted to land back or expound on my thought listening to the lesson and expound on the elder's point. You know what I'm saying? Because, like the title says, wisdom will give life when death is at its max. That's what came to my mind. You know, because the elder was mentioning about he was mentioning the excellency of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And you know, wisdom is actually the very thing that's going to allow us to make it in the near future. You see what I'm saying? So uh, that's what is actually going to save us is the knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You see, and Lord willing, we could just touch on that briefly, real quick. I just wanted to touch on this while I was on my spirit. Now, like I said, through this, well, like the Spirit said, wisdom will give life when death is at its max, because what we're getting ready to approach is a time like never before. Let's see. It's Daniel chapter 12. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Right, Michael, the head archangel, right, who's coming with Yahawashi. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So it's going to be a time of trouble like never before. And at that time, thy people should be delivered. You see, that's the key. When we reach the max, when we reach the max of unaliveness on the earth, all right, in terms of the lawlessness that's coming to this place, okay, the amount of rebellion one will see, you know, and the amount of judgment one will see, it's going to be the normal thing, as it states in Second Esdras. No one to put your loved one in the ground, and you're not attending funerals and different. It's going to be a different world here soon. And in this time, you know, the lack of bread and the lack of resources, people are going to actually become hangry, and they're going to their lusts and their demons are going to actually have full control over them. So they're gonna act accordingly, okay? And that time is not gonna be like no other time that ever was on the earth, because it's gonna be happening at a large scale. And but at that same time, it says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. So in the midst, like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, I just wanted these, just warm up with these real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, 18. It says it's the simultaneous destruction and judgment. Uh, the elect will be saved. It's simultaneously. Wisdom of Solomon 18:7. So if thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemy. So at the same time, destruction of our enemies, the elect will what? Be delivered, which is salvation. You see, and it's going to be through the wisdom, right? And I'm going to show you that, Lord willing. It says, because we got to find out what that wisdom is. All right, it says, for wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us whom thou hast called. You see, the elect and salvation, you're going to find out that it breaks down to our very Savior, man. He's going to be the one who has to be dwelling in us, all right, in those times. You see, it says, and at that time thy people should be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. Okay, and this is the elect now, who are without spot or blemish, right? Like the elder said in his lesson, he said joint heirs, like Noah. Noah moved with wisdom, right? The warning went out by the Lord, YAHWASHI. He heard it, and he didn't sit on his ass. He took heed, and he moved accordingly. He moved with fear, which showed wisdom. You see, it proved to him, uh him to have wisdom, because now, like the elder said, you're joint heirs with the Lord. You're on one accord, you're on one frequency, you know. Uh like the scriptures say, charge nothing to the Lord's elect, roughly paraphrasing. You can't put a charge on the Lord's elect, you know, which means judgment, you know. Hold on, where's this? What I'm thinking about? Bear with me. I forgot where I was about to go, but it's all good. Damn, bro, it slipped my mind. All right, it's like, yeah, I'm tired. All right, but let's get this precept, because this came to mind too. I forgot what precept I was about to get. Forgive me for that. This Jeremiah 30. I just wanted to show this real quick, because I love this truth. Call on you, Yahawashi. This Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Saved is a form of salvation. Let's see. Let's see what it gives us in the etymology line. Let's see. It says, delivered from damnation. Woo! Right. Delivered from damnation. You see? Destined for heaven. Damn. Heaven is heaven, okay, is above. The earth is below. Heaven is a higher state. Heaven is royalty. Heaven is life. You see? Wisdom will give life when death is at its max. You see, so the ones that will live in these days, right? Let me hold on, grab this real quick. The ones that will live in these days and have life still abundantly, pursuing some brothers' lots, right? You got different lots. Some will be martyrs and things like that, but pursuant to the things the Lord told us, it will happen to some individual, some other elect. Isaiah 65, just real quick, it says, Therefore, thus said, I'm going to go straight to the point. Therefore, thus said the Lord, YAHWASHI, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You see? Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Why? How can a thing be like this? See? How can a thing like this be happening? You see, the why don't want some people are gonna actually be starving to death while the elect are gonna be finding food. They're gonna eat. The elect will be taken care of. So when you go back to this etum online of say it says delivered from damnation. Damnation is the famines and pestilence and the plagues that's coming. Damnation is the great judgment that's coming to this place, man. The lake of fire, all right? The arrows that the Lord have shot, all right, have sent forth. It says, and destined for heaven. Heaven means a higher state, not a lower state, not judgment. Judgment will be you the ones because everybody else is high right now while the elect is low. Because another point the elder made mention about was that humility, what? You know, wisdom is obtained through humility. You see, so and that's it says saved by the bell. It says yeah, so yeah, man, that's heavy. So delivered from damnation, destined for heaven. All right. So when you go to let me go to Sirach real quick. This is the book of Sirach. I'm going to chapter 24. I just want to make a few points. This Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, and Apocrypha 24. I start at the top. It says, wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. So that's how wisdom is glorified, which glorifies the Lord, right? Right? It's an extension of him, his mind, his, the wisdom. You see? It says wisdom shall praise herself, right? That's why the Lord mentioned he don't need us to do his work. He could raise up rocks. Wisdom is going to praise herself. Wisdom is proof and evidence that the Lord exists. You see, life, which is life. Ultimately, wisdom is life. That's what the lesson is about. When Jake is starving, that's death. It produces death, right? Because of because of his, his sins and so forth. But during that time, the elect will be flourishing in a sense of the spirit. They're going to be having enough to maintain, right? Being a pilgrim on the earth, being X from society. You see, that's life. You see, because it says wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people, and it is going to glory in the midst of the elect to prove. It's going to prove the words to be true. It says, in the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth. Right? And that's how you know it's the Lord. Brothers be like, dang, the spirit was hot, or the brother, like, no, he or she was in the spirit, right? In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth. The Lord speak, his spirit speak it expressively, and triumph before his power. You see? So wisdom, all right, it's glorified and it's praised, right? When in the vessel that the Lord chooses. You see, because wisdom don't just. At one point, wisdom did walk the earth. Wisdom came as a man, and his name was YAHWASHI. You know, the extension or the essence of the Lord, man. Just like my son is an extension of me, right? So this wisdom, all right, in the congregation of Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power. I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud. I dwelt in high places, and my throne is a cloudy pillar. Right. So it's going into the things that wisdom uh it's showing you what wisdom, how important wisdom is. Okay, it says you could keep reading on this. This is a beautiful. It's one of my favorite chapters. All right, but I want to for the sake of the lesson, let's go to what is that? Oh yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 9, because I just wanted, like I said, I just wanted to land back a few points off the elders lesson. Uh, what's the other? Come on now, Wisdom of Solomon 9. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 9, and let's go to. Let's start at 9. Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 9. Wisdom was with thee, which knoweth thy works, and was present when thou madest the world, and knew what was acceptable in thy sight and right in thy commandments. That's, you can link that with Proverbs 8. Oh, send her out of thy holy heavens, and from the throne of thy glory, that being present she may labor with me, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. See the wisdom, because the ones that are going to be preserved on that time are the ones who took the time to do the things that were pleasing unto the Lord, not being rebellion, because which is this is likened unto the sin of witchcraft. All right, and you burn a witch with fire. Okay, so yeah. Let's read this again. It says, what was that? Oh yeah, they're doing the things pleasing. It said on the last part in Wisdom Solomon 9 and 10, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. So wisdom allows us to do the things pleasing unto the Lord and not according to our own will. That's why everything we do, we say Abaratazah, or Lord willing, I'll be there, or Lord willing. Like the scriptures say, we are to say Lord willing when we're doing this or that. All right, because it's the Lord's will. So continuing, Wisdom Solomon 9:11, for she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings and preserve me in her power. So it's right, preserve me in her power. So wisdom will give life when death is at its max. All right, when there's bodies in the street, when there's lawlessness, when there's breaking ins and enterings, when ravishing is at its max from men and women. Okay, and just lust being fulfilled at its max. You know, that's a high level, like it's gonna be like you see it right now. You got just people walking on the street, yoking people up with belts, and you know, you have squatters, you have uh, the border, right? The situation with the border, it's all type of mindsets and spirits in Babylon the Great right now, man. And these that's how we're in the time of judgment. So how do you be saved? How would you get out of a place like this? We live here, we don't have access to passports and so forth, so therefore we have to rely on who? Yahweh BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. We put all our eggs in one basket and we do his will, we do his work. You see, that's the point. So when wisdom will give life, it literally will preserve us on a carnal level and on a spiritual level when death is at its max. When, like the scriptures say, friends should fight friend like enemies. You know, that's death, that's unaliveness at its max. All right. So it says, uh, oh yeah, it said preserve. Where is that at? Yeah, in 11. It says, for she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings and preserve me in her power. Right. So wisdom is going to preserve. Let's look up this word preserve real quick. Preserve. Wait, is it preserve? Yeah, preserve. Keep safe or free from harm. You see, you should do nothing against the Lord's elect until His chosen. Act so as to ensure that something does not occur. Right, which is judgment, the second death. You see, Uh, it says keep, guard beforehand. See, before what? Meaning before something occurs, danger, and so forth. Markings and so forth. Brandings and so forth. That wisdom is actually preserving the elect from these things to keep safe, maintain, right? These are good words. Keep in certain quality. See, YAHWASHI said he will make a man more precious than fine gold. The golden wedge of Ophir, uh, he said, the wisdom, he said, wisdom maketh a man face to shine. The Lord will allow his men to get the victory in the midst of the people who denied this concept, who denied the truth. You see? And he's going to allow that wisdom to shine as we read, you see earlier. That wisdom was going to be glorified in that time, which Yahweh is that glory and is that wisdom. It says keep in a certain quality. So right, the Lord is doing this so his word can be proven as true, state or condition. See, of fruit, and it says prevent from spoiling by use of preservative substances, right? Keep in existence or alive. Beautiful, right? So the Lord is going to preserve us to keep in existence or alive. So when we go back to Wisdom of Solomon, it said 9 and 11, for she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in doings right. Sober in that time, we're not going to be easily persuaded to go against wisdom. All right, in that time. Oh, he's over there, and like the scripture says in Matthew 24, believe him not. He's an antichrist, right? Roughly paraphrasing, right? Believing, trying to people trying to say this or that in that time, trying to act holy when they're demons, like you see. So the Lord, and we're going to be free from the wisdom of the world, but embedded in the wisdom of Yahweh Shai, Lord willing. You see, because that's what allows us to be sober from darkness. We're no longer in darkness, and preserve me in her power. The Lord cleaned us up and wrapped us up. He said thy wounds in Jeremiah 30. He said was it 11? Yeah, he said I will heal thee of thy wounds. Let me see, Jeremiah 30:11. For I am with thee, said the Lord, to save thee. You see, though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. That's a preservation. You see, the Lord said he scattered us, but what we still not going to have an end, Lord willing, because that means that he put a wrapping around us, a hedge. You see what I'm saying? He put a hedge around us. Okay, a hedge of protection. The scriptures say that angels camp of about around him that fear him. You know, so that's a hedge. Okay, that's a hedge. So which is a protection. A hedge in the garden will be it will protect the crops, the fruit. You know, in the garden from coyotes and wolves and different outside sources. You know, it was the first line of defense. But um, it says, "I will make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee." That's being preserved, the elect. But I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Because he said, "For thus said the Lord, thy bruise was incurable, and thy wound was grievous." Right, the only one that can heal us is the Lord. He said, "I will." In Jeremiah 30:17, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds." That's a bandage. You see, that's a covering. That's ointment. That's the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. The ointment represents the wisdom. He put that spiritual neosporin on us. Okay, and we're being patched up. We're being healed. The nation is being made whole one again. That's a sign of us being healed. We're calling on the names of YAHAWASHI. Those are signs of us being healed. So if I'm healing, that means life is happening. You know, when you graft the that's why Romans 11 is so important, because when you graft the branch, okay, the branch was once broken off. Now therefore it doesn't grow. But when you graft a branch back to its original source, you bind it, and then eventually it intertwines to the point it now is intertwined back with this plant, and it continues to grow. But only thing you will see is like a little bruise, all right, of the stem, which is those, like, it might be smooth and then it might bump up. That's a grafted branch. Okay, so that's what is happening to us. That's the wisdom that's patched us up. It gave us flesh, and it gave us, we stood upon our feet, as Ezekiel 37. That breath entered into us, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that life, man. You see, it says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds," said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, and this is Zion whom no man seeketh after. You see, so we've been healed. We've been healed, man. And the Lord, He healed us. All right, that's the wisdom. That's the ointment. So wisdom of Solomon 9:11. For she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings, and preserve me in her power. You see? Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. I have to change my location. All right. So it says, wisdom of Solomon 9:11. For she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings, and preserve me in her power. You see, so preserve me in her power. So that's that covering. That's that ointment. That's that hedge that saves me for a later date, you know? Um so yeah, oh yeah, let me see. Oh, the elder pulled what is it? Ecclesiastes 7:12. It says, "For wisdom is the defense, and money is the defense." Right? But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth light to them that have it. You see, so wisdom is the defense. The elder connected, how it's being compared with money as a defense, because you can buy your way out of situations. It becomes a defense from harm, right? Like it as wisdom is as well, as we read earlier. And but the excellency of knowledge is, he says, but the glorified state of knowledge, right? One of the best things about knowledge is that wisdom what giveth life to them that have it. That's one of the best things that wisdom do, and can do. It gives life. All right, it gives life. You see, that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. So in that time when Jacob trouble was at its max, you know, wisdom uh will preserve the minds of the elect, and wisdom will preserve the spirits of the elect during those times, and it would keep them from sin. It would keep them from actually fulfilling the flesh in those times. Okay, they're going to be completely operating in the spirit. It says, then you should be known who am I chosen, right? So let me go to that real quick. No, they're going to be preserved. Second Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16, and let's go straight to the point. says, let's start at 70. Uh, Damn, it's a lot of these words are mighty. It says, uh, yeah, let's start at 70. 216 there should be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection, a uprising, right, upon those that fear the Lord, right? So they're going to come against us, right? It says they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. But they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall be they then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So these things are actually going to be uh done unto specific men, and it's going to manifest the essence of the Lord. It's going to then it's going to be known that the Lord, these are the chosen men, because the persecution that is mirroring this our Savior, right? All right, and his sacrifice, and what it resembled and what it means to the nation of Israel. This is how we're going to continue to our inheritance by the lamb sacrifice. You see, so the persecution is going to happen unlike unto his men the same, okay? Because Yahweh said in the prayer, he prayed that they are one as they are, Yahweh and Yahweh, man. So that's heavy to think about. So when you did I go to that? Yeah, yeah, right. Ecclesiastes 7:12. That wisdom give life to them that have it. So the wisdom is going to give life to the ones that have it, right? Let me go here real quick. Sirach. I always pull this out. It's one of my favorite precepts as well, because it's a good chapter. Sirach 34. Uh, Sirach 34 and 9. A man that have traveled knoweth many things. He that have much experience will declare wisdom. You see, the experience is what expresses wisdom, right? The experience is what displays one's wisdom, right? Which is how he's like. If you see an old man, he's 100 or some years old, like, that don't mean he's actually necessarily wise. But I'm saying, like, I'm trying to make a carnal comparison. You see, but to like, he might be wise on what he eat and what he intake in his, So wisdom is likened to life, even on a carnal level, right? When you operating in unrighteously, right? Because the ways of the Lord teaches the way we hold our diet, and just wisdom just teaches us how to obtain things of life in every way, shape, or form. We live longer. We literally live longer. We literally live longer. We grow. We glorify the Lord. It's like everything wisdom entails literally happens. So it says, continue on verse 10, he that have no experience know of little, right? So you're not gonna know the spiritual things of the spirit, or how to operate the spirit with the spirit. I mean, how to operate with the spirit when Jacob trouble is at his max. When all these things at his max, how can you live if you don't know how to operate in the vibration of the living, which is Yahweh Yahawashah? But he that have traveled is full of prudence. When I have traveled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. I was oft times in danger of unaliveness, yet I was delivered because of these things. What things? The experience, which declares wisdom. When you go into that word declare, explain, interpret, make clear. That's what declare says. So, uh, It said, where was I at? Hold up, declare. What verse was I in? Oh yeah, right here in verse 9. Much experience, he that have much experience will declare wisdom, right? Will declare wisdom, which means to what? Interpret what wisdom is. That's what the prophets do. They break down the prophecies in simple form so you can understand them. So you have no excuse that you didn't hear the Lord's word. Make known by words, and that's what the prophets do. The wisdom is expressed in her, as it said, like right, like we read earlier in Sirach, right? It comes out of the mouth of his men. State explicitly, right? Right. It comes raw, and it proclaims, right? It says, it's stating facts that's going to happen before they happen, which in itself it proves itself, right? Over time, it's proven itself. Like it's stated, it says announce, right? Announce what? It declares what? A message. Wisdom declares a message. That's why it's important to listen when the men of the Lord talks, because it's expressing heavenly things, that it's expressing heavenly messages. It's coming straight from YAHAWASHI. When the men of the Lord talk, that's why it's important to understand who they like, what's happening. For the Lord to be working with you, man, because he's talking, he's here, his spirit is here, and he's communicating uh with his men. He's working with his men. So they're declaring, they're announcing uh information coming from the king, man. He that have no experience know of little, right? You stepping on her toes, you trying to spin her and you let her arm go. Well, if I have experience in that salsa dance, and me and Shorty gonna be on the same accord each time. I don't step on her feet, I'm spinning her, throwing her in the air. We getting gritty with her, man. It gotta be with Sophia, that knowledge. He that have no experience know of little. So if you don't have experience with Sophia, you're not gonna know how to you're not gonna know how to dance with her when you need her. But he that have travel is full of prudence. When I travel, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. I was all the time in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Faith, hope is synonymous with faith. Whoso fear of the Lord, right? In Sirach 19, the fear of the Lord is the knowledge of his omnipotency, his omnipotence, he's omnipotent. He's 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 all knowing, right? One power, omni, one knowing. Only he's the only power in the universe, right? And he gives power to the things he gives power to. He always was and always will be. Yahweh. Yah means he, and be. Hawa means be. And it continues, says, blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doeth he look, and who is his strength. For the eyes of the Lord upon them that love him, he is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, right? Heat, when times is at its max, and a cover from the sun at noon, right? The intense heat, right? The max of that time, at that time. A preservation from stumbling. That word persevere, without preserve again. That word preserve, a preservation from stumbling, right? From falling, right? If you fall in that time, you're done. You're consumed, right? The Spirit is going to allow us to be perfect in that time. Lord willing, we are amongst the righteous, our lots, right? The sincere brothers and sisters, a preservation from stumbling and a help from falling, right? So, yeah, man. Like I'm also what I could think about, the elder mentioned wisdom. He says which was heavy. Also, he thought I'm gonna show the video again. It's the video, the excellency of wisdom. And he mentioned too, wisdom yields what do you say? Wisdom yields forth the fruits of salvation. You see, yields forth the fruits of salvation. Okay, that's what wisdom do. You see, what so and that's what you talking about Noah. You know, mentioned Noah. I mentioned it earlier, but Noah moved with fear, man. You know, he moved with fear. That was the wisdom to listen to the Lord's voice. That showed wisdom. You see, because the spirit itself is the spirit, so it knows what's coming. So you literally have to have the spirit on you to be preserved, because the spirit knows what's coming and is giving warning to those and to and to self. You know what I'm saying? So that and that so as it's speaking, you gotta dwell with her so that you see that's you gotta have her there. You gotta have her in that time. You gotta have that wisdom in that time. So like I said, he mentioned wisdom yields forth the fruits of salvation, which ultimately it brings remember, yeah, who is remember salvation is Yahawah. Yahawah is that wisdom. You see? Let me go here real quick. Matthew 1. Matthew 1:21. She shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawah, for he shall save his people from their sins. Right. He, Yah, shall save. Right. Hawashah, salvation. Salvation. Salvation is deliverance. That's what salvation is. Let's look up. So you literally, if you have wisdom, which is Yahawah, you have life. He said you can do nothing without me. Like St. John 15. You see? He said you could do nothing without me. I'm the vine, you are the branches. Right? You extend from him. See? Uh let's see what this word salvation it says. Right, it says Yahawah. See. They got they got Yahshua, but for Joshua, but it's Yahawah. Yah, he, Hawashah, deliverance or salvation. See, deliverance, help, health, saving, welfare. Is this not what we just read about health? That's what the wisdom is doing. Is restoring health. We mentioned health earlier. Deliverance, right? Help, right? It says prosperity, victory. You see, aid. Come on, man. You know, so it has some beautiful words there. So, like he said about the wisdom yielding forth the fruits of salvation. You know, aid. These are all the things we brought out about the Lord restoring health. Okay, that's the come on, man. So the wisdom is what's going to actually give the elect the life, because why they're intertwined with they're intertwined with Yahweh Shai. They're one. All right. Because let me show you with one. First Corinthians. First Corinthians 1 and 30. It says, "But of him are ye in Hamashiach, but of him are ye in Hamashiach Yahushua, who of the Most High is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption." So Yahushua is all these things. He's the wisdom, the righteousness, right? Right? In sanctification. He's what cleaned us up. We are clean through the word that I've spoken unto you. You are clean through the word, right? The truth shall set you free. Yahushua, see, right? The word was made flesh and dwelt among us, right? He said, come on, man, my doctrine is not mine, but him that sent me. So he was operating on Yahweh's behalf. So he came with the complete breakdown, bro. He unloosened the seals. He came with the spirit, and it revealed all things. He said unto us wisdom. Yahushua is on all these things in righteousness and sanctification, which makes us pure without guile. Sanctification, holy, we're separate. We've been cleaned in redemption. That's salvation. That's being redeemed. What is redeemed from what? Redeemed amongst men, amongst the wicked, saved from the consumption or the judgment that the wicked will take, preserved to be used a latter time. The things, if I wrap something, I preserve it. I could have bought it at the store at the same time. But if I preserve it and I put it away, the other things that I bought at the same time is going to be used or cooked or ate, whatever. But I got something specifically preserved, which is going to last past the time that the others did not last. If that makes sense, just carnally give an example. See what I'm saying? So, but it's used at a later date, right? I set it aside, separated it from the rest of the mix. And I'm close with Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The wisdom is the strength of our salvation. If we operate in BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, it's what's gonna have it's what allows us to be rooted. He said you can't uproot the Lord or the men of the Lord, man. You can't pluck us up. You know, we're grounded in Yahweh Shai, man. He's the foundation, and the pillars are attached to that foundation. And the strength of salvation, this wisdom and knowledge, yeah, being intertwined with Yahweh Shai and the Holy Spirit, it allows us to shine in darkness. And wisdom and knowledge should be the stability, which is going to keep us stable. I'm not falling. We just read it in Sirach. He was going to keep us from falling. I'm not going to fall because I'm not operating in darkness, right? Stability of thy times. What times? Jacob's trouble. The time of the max of unaliveness. The end strength of salvation, which is going to actually assure us, Ezekiel 9:4, Lord willing, the wide, the exempt from judgment. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Why? Why is this going to happen for him? It's because he feared the Lord, meaning he operated in the love and rested in the Lord's glory, or rested in the Lord's essence, man. You see, those are they. Sirach 19. I quoted it. The fear of the Lord is, you know, is keeping the commandments. Fear of the Lord is operating under Yahweh Shem Shah's vibration. The fear of the Lord is the knowledge of his omnipotence, man, of his power, and expressing his power to the world and condemning things against that power and are contrary to that power. That's a righteous man. So Lord willing is edifying. So the wisdom will give life when death is at its max, man. Right? We're facing a time like none other, and Lord willing, our lots is amongst the righteous, right? For the sincere brothers and sisters. All right. And so I had to switch locations. So hey, till next time, shalom.